on, guys? Chazman here with another recap of pickups. It's been a few weeks since I've had a recap, and that's because I've had 2 really slow weeks there where I wasn't really finding much, but the last 2 weeks have gotten better, so I figured, hey, let's get back into it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start. So the first few items I got here are really cool. I actually got these at Goodwill. Fairly cheap. I think I got them all 3 of them for $6. And right here we have the Donkey Konga bongos for the, I think this is for the GameCube. And yeah, I don't know, kind of cool. I actually don't have the games, but I think the drums go for about 15 to 20 on eBay. I don't know. I've never played the game, but I don't know. I figured for $6 that's a pretty good deal. So I got those. I got, and these 2 mics. I actually forgot what game these go with. I think it's a Mario game, but yeah, 2 of these came with the bongos. Got little mics. I think it's from Mario Party or something. Yeah, so those are really cool. Anytime you can find anything peripheral, accessory-wise for the GameCube, it's normally a good thing to pick up. GameCube stuff can be kind of expensive, so yeah, got those 2 right there. Alright, and just around the house I found some DVDs that, you know, were kind of gathering dust, so I figured, hey, might as well put them up for display or something. And these are all really great movies that I really like. Let's see, I've got the first Silent Hill. Really love that movie. I think it's really underrated. Second one's really bad, but I actually really like that one. One of my all-time favorite movies, Mortal Kombat. Love this movie. I think I have it on VHS as well, but DVD is pretty cool. Really underrated movie. Best video game adaptation movie, in my opinion, ever. We have the Godzilla movie. I forget what his name is. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that movie. I think it's okay. It's a decent popcorn flick. And then I've got all 3 of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies on DVD. So Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Got all 3 of those, so pretty cool. I really like all those movies. Rises is probably the one I watched the least. My favorite's actually Batman Begins. Most people's is Dark Knight. I love both of them, but for me, Begins. That's the one I prefer. Yeah, got all 3. Also got all 3 of the Lord of the Rings here on DVD. Fellowship, 2 Towers, and Return of the King. Can't believe I forgot the name of that. My favorite movie, actually, out of those 3 is 2 Towers. I don't know. I love the scene at Helm's Deep. I don't know. I feel like that whole scene at Helm's Deep is like just movie magic. So that's definitely that. Got some VHSs here that I found. I think I'm gonna start chilling out on the VHSs. I got most of the movies I care about. I don't know. These are just kind of the last ones I need. I still want to get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, have Secret of the Ooze, and I, for some reason, have 3, which I put in another video. But yeah, still gotta get 1. But here we have E.T. the Extraterrestrial. All-time classic movie. Young Drew Barrymore. I mean, I won't say anything, but definitely a great movie. If you haven't seen it somehow, you should probably make an effort to go watch it. Got a little collection here of Sailor Moon VHSs. I'm not too attached to Sailor Moon. I didn't watch much of it, but anytime I can find anything in bulk, I normally like to get. So, I don't know. Someday it'll look good on display. So, I don't know. Bunch of Sailor Moon. What is... Coming of Age, Good Queen, Bad Queen. I don't know. So yeah, here we go. What is this? Invaders from the Future. I don't know, maybe down the line if my sisters really like it or something, I'll give it to them or something. So Sailor Moon, Black Dream Hole, and Power of Friends. Yay, friendship. I actually decided I want to start getting into collecting vinyls. I have a buddy who loves collecting them. I'm not crazy about them because, I don't know, they definitely before my time. For me, personally, CDs are something that I care a little bit more about. But I think definitely anytime I find vinyls of preferably of like 80s, 70s, 90s hair metal bands, that's my preference anytime I find anything like that. Def Leppard, Metallica, Slayer, anything. But, I don't know, first one I found, I just think it's funny, is The Pleasure Principle by Gary Newman. This is the one that has Cars on it, which I think is a great song. I don't know I don't know a lot of his music. I just like Cars, but I just think it's a funny looking one. It's got some kind of pyramid, and he looks all weird, so I don't know. Gary Newman's a weird guy. Let's see, got some more VHSs here. I have the original Batman with Michael Keaton, found Batman Returns with Danny DeVito. So, I don't know. I just picked that one up. Oh, once again, VHS is always about 50 cents each at Goodwill, so I don't know. It's not really an expensive thing to find, so. So I got Dracula here. This is the original Dracula with, trying to remember his name. I think it's Bela Lugosi. I've actually never seen it, but I always love looking at the cover of this one, because if you look at his face, he looks like he just saw like the scariest or weirdest thing he's ever seen in his life. He's got that like, whoa. He's got that Keanu Reeves going on there. Another great movie, got it on VHS just because I remember watching it years ago, was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Great movie. Definitely would suggest you go out and watch that one if you've never seen it. I'm not sure how the cartoon effects on that have aged, but I would assume not well. And then, of course, I have Batman the movie. Now, that's the old one with Adam West. Oof, I can't believe I forgot his name. But I think it's actually kind of cool, because I think Adam West died not too long ago. I think that was like a week. I think it was like a year ago Adam West died. So, yeah. So, definitely a cool one to find on VHS. And once again, I did mention CDs or something that I really like. So out of the blue, this last week or two, I found tons and tons of CDs at Goodwill. I'm going to go through all of these. Now, these first stacks are all soundtracks to video games or movies, and I love soundtracks to video games and movies. I actually listen to them, on Spotify and stuff all the time, so I love Lord of the Rings and all that good stuff. One of my all-time favorite movies, if you ask anyone, anything Quentin Tarantino oriented, but especially Pulp Fiction. Love the movie, all-time great. Definitely should go watch it if you haven't. Yeah, so that's the first one. Another one of my underrated, I forgot another great video game adaptation. Probably my second favorite would be the original Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich. Mila Jovovich is awesome in anything she's in, but I don't know. This soundtrack was done by Marilyn Manson, so it's really good. It's got a bunch of metal bands that are on there that have remixes that are kind of turned into kind of techno-y. But yeah, love Marilyn Manson, so definitely a good one to have. Love that movie as well. Let's see, got the soundtrack for Batman Forever. This, of course, has the Seal song, Kiss from a Rose. Great song, so pretty cool soundtrack to have. Batman Forever. Got, what's his name? I forgot the guy who played Batman in this movie. It's late, so I can't think. A game that I'm not a big Zelda fan. I have friends who are Zelda fans. I respect Zelda, the history behind it, but here we have Zelda Ocarina of Time soundtrack. Kind of cool. This surprisingly only has like 5 songs on it, so maybe that's how many are on the game. I'm not sure. But, and 2 great ones. I need to get the other one that's in between, but I have Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring soundtrack, and then Return of the King soundtrack. So that means I need to find the Two Towers soundtrack somewhere. And then, these are my first few CDs. I mean, I used to have tons of CDs, but those are one of those things where when you're young and you don't care about them, you kind of just sell them just to get money, or you give them to Goodwill. So I think now I'm definitely going to start going back and collecting. But here we have our first one is Elton John, his greatest hits. I like Elton John. I know there's tons of people that love him. I do think he's got a bunch of great songs. Not my favorite style, but I do respect him. I mean, some of the great songs that I personally like he has, even though this is a greatest hit, so I guess most people would say, oh, every song on there is amazing. But the ones I preferably like are Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, definitely a great one for me. Rocket Man's a great one. Beanie and the Jets is another great one. And my personal favorite song from him is Crocodile Rock. So yeah, definitely go out and check Elton John out if you somehow haven't heard of him. Let's see, definitely a great album for me personally, but I have Rob Zombie's Hillbilly Deluxe. Another great CD. Love Rob Zombie. I've seen him in concert 2 to 3 times. Saw him a couple times at Slipknot, so he's definitely a good one to watch. Seen him with Korn. But some of the great songs on here are I Love Super Beast. Super Beast is a really great song. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. His biggest song is, of course, Dragula. If you haven't heard the song, that song and if you haven't heard of Dragula and Living Dead Girl, go watch, what is it, Bride of Chucky, that movie. Yeah, I think those were like in the soundtrack for that movie. So go out and watch that. And then there's another song on here, I think. Oh no, that was it. Okay, so yeah, Super Beast, Dragula, and Living Dead Girl were the big songs of this one. Definitely Rob Zombie, definitely really cool. Now this one I'm not going to go through because almost every song on here is a hit, but of course we got Legend by Bob Marley. Again, every single song, I mean, I went through this whole one, every single song is a hit, so I won't go through that one. But yeah, so that one, that's actually a really great CD to have. One of my all-time favorite CDs is something that I actually never really got into when I was younger, but more recently started listening. I listen to it like almost every other week. But Linkin Park's Reanimation. Now this is just a bunch of their songs from Hybrid Theory that are kind of remixed into techno or rap. So they actually do a really good job of it. So yeah, I would definitely I would definitely listen to Hybrid Theory if I was given the option of this or Reanimation. But this is definitely a really cool one to have. Yeah, so yeah, definitely listen to that one. Alright, and last album here would be Audio Slave. This does have Chris Cornell in it. Fortunately, Chris Cornell did pass away a year or two ago, not far behind Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. So yeah, definitely love CDs. I think it's definitely something I really want to get back into. I really enjoy CDs. Vinyls are something I'll get, like if I see them for dirt cheap or anything. But yeah, definitely gonna get back into CDs. So, well, the big songs on here are Coach Ice, Show Me How to Live, Gasoline, and Like a Stone. So that's a really great album if you haven't heard it. Alright, that's it for the CDs. And then let's see, I've got gonna get into games and one last book. So let's see, I've got Danger Zone for the PC, Jurassic Park 3, some crappy game I'm sure they tossed in with like a box of cereal or chips or something back in the day. But yeah, got it for 50 cents, so I'll probably never play it, but yeah, Jurassic Park. And to go, so I have been wanting to get back into collecting books, well, for Harry Potter books in particular, getting all of them. So not too long ago I got the hardcover of Goblet of Fire. Right here I have the hardcover of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. This one's in phenomenal shape, as is the other one. I'm only getting the hardcover, like one's in really good shape, so probably try and get all of them again. But yeah, so yeah, they're definitely great books. I've actually never read this one. I think I stopped reading the Harry Potter series after Goblet of Fire, Order of Phoenix. Order of Phoenix was the last one I read. Which, you know, most people probably freak out and be like, what, you just got that far and didn't finish? I think by then the movies were already, like, really big, so I just kind of, started getting back into that. Alright, and the last stack here are video games. So, I actually got some really good ones here, so I'm going to go ahead and get into them. First one I have is BioShock Infinite. Really great game. I personally love this game. I went back through it not too long ago. Still holds up. It's a great game. It's not that old, but I don't know. It's got the songbird on the front, so really cool. I would definitely suggest anyone who hasn't played this game. I personally would suggest you go back and play the first one. The first one is, in my opinion, by far the best one out of all three of them. I know tons of people like 2. I think 2's great. I just think it kind of plays off of what the first one built, which, you know, the first one's great. Like, it built, like, I don't know. That's always a hard thing to explain because, like, the first one in a series always kind of, you know, builds its universe and builds its theme, and it's like, it feels like all the future ones play off of it when even those may do it in a better way. I don't know. But yeah, I like 1 better. Definitely suggest playing this one. This is a great game. But yeah, I would personally not just hop into this one. I'd go with 1 first before you played this one. Alright. Next is a game I don't give a crap about, Sega GT 2002, but the only reason I picked this up is because it's a weird dual case which has Jet Set Radio Future on the back of it, which I've actually never played that game, but I've heard really good things, so it's definitely one I wanted to add to the collection. Yeah, as you can see, it's got both manuals in there, and it's like a dual CD, which it's got both on there, so I'd prefer to have Jet Set Radio by itself, but, you know, I didn't find that. So, yeah. I'm a huge basketball fan, and I used to play this game back when, I don't know, Xbox was a big thing. But here we have NBA Ballers with Stephon Marbury on the front. Great game. I think there was one on the 360 that I actually liked more, but definitely a really good game, NBA Ballers. Kind of funny, Stephon Marbury. I think he's actually still playing in China somewhere, so kind of funny. Let's see. Next one we have is Midnight Club 2. Oh, I forgot to go over the price of the first few. Bioshock Infinite doesn't go for much. I think it goes for $5 or $6. Sega G. This dual Sega GT Jet Set Radio Future actually only goes for $8. But if you can find Jet Set Radio Future by itself, that's actually goes for 15. I think 15 or 20. So if you, surprisingly enough, you can find it by itself, that's actually worth more. Ballers is like a $5 game. This one is about a $10 game. This is Midnight Club 2. Never played this game. I'm not really a big car person, but for $1, I figured, hey, that's a great deal. I got that at a thrift store, so. And next one is we have TMNT here for the PS2. I'm a huge Ninja Turtles fan. I've actually never played this one, but I don't know. The reviews seem decent, so maybe if I ever have time, I'm looking for something to play, I might actually go back and play this one. I think this one only goes for $5 or $6 as well. Next we have for the 360 is Resident Evil 5. I actually really enjoyed this game. It wasn't amazing, but I thought it was definitely worth the playthrough. Definitely a fun game. I didn't really like it until the end when you get like a rocket launcher, which, you know, it has like unlimited ammo, so you can kind of just blow things away. That's when the game gets really good. But yeah, definitely a fun one, and I would definitely suggest playing that one. Don't play 6. Next, one of my all-time favorite games, I don't know about top 5, but maybe top 10 or 15, is the original Destiny for 360. Or I actually had it I have it for Xbox One as well, but I figured, well, I'd get it for both. I got it for, I think this was like $2 or $3 at Goodwill. But definitely a great game. It definitely had its problems at launch, but when I came into the game, they had already added things to it, and it was just fantastic experience. Still always had its problems, but to me, it's one of the most addicting games I've ever played. I don't even want to say how many hours I put into it with buddies, but great game. Much better than the newer one. The newer one to me is not really worth the play. I don't know. I mean, I think on May 8th they actually have a new DLC coming out. I think it's called Warmind for 2. I may go back and check it out, but I don't know. I wish Destiny 2 was like this one, so I would definitely check. This is a great time to go back and get this one if you can get the Destiny. I can't remember the name of it. They have a collection that has all the DLC and everything, so that's definitely. And the coolest thing I got for games is I got Oblivion. This is actually my 3rd copy of Oblivion. I have it for the 360, the regular version. I also have the 360 Game of the Year edition. Huge Elder Scrolls fan. This is actually the collector's edition. On the bottom of the screen, I'll show some pictures of what's in here. But it comes with a book, comes with a map of everything. Love these games. This is a great game. I got this for $5, so definitely really cool. Got a little collector's edition. So yeah, really happy with that. Alright, and that's everything. Just want to say thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. By all means, in the comments, feel free to share any awesome finds you guys might have had. And just want to say good luck hunting, guys. Thanks again. I'll see you.